the secret, virtually never visited valley. Certainly the most difficult to get to, possibly the most remote rock formation in the Peak District. Good morning. I'm back out, going to have a return visit to Ewden Beck today. This is a location I first visited a few months back. You can check out the video. I was really impressed with Ewden Beck and decided to come back today to explore a little bit more. Just descending down Oaken Clough now. It's more overgrown than it was last time I was here. All this bracken has grown up quite high, which makes it a little bit difficult. No one comes here, so there's no paths. I'm just following sheep trods as best I can. There's a lot less water flowing today than there was last time I was here. This moss here is just like a luxurious deep carpet. So soft. You just need to be a little bit careful though, because it might be a little bit wet underneath. I've reached the bottom of Oaken Clough and now I'm in Ewden Beck itself, the Ewden Valley. Here we are, the valley that time forgot. The secret, virtually never visited valley. If there are cryptids in the Peak District, then surely this must be one of the places where you have the most chance of finding them. Well, I did bring my wellies. But I'm not sure if I need them. So I didn't bother putting my wellies on. And as you can see, the sun has come out, but it's still quite cloudy in places. But this is just beautiful. As according to legend, some of the rock formations around here were used for human sacrifice to the Norse gods. But it's an incredible place. I'm a little bit torn as to where to go. Part of me wants to go back to where I went to last time. Part of me wants to explore a bit further down. I think I'm probably going to just wander around. I've explored downstream a little bit. The going is very tough because it is so overgrown. It's slow going. I think what I'm going to do is scramble up the side like I did last time, and then go along the top to the big waterfall. Last time I was here, I scrambled up this bank a little bit further down there. But today I found this. I don't know how clearly you can see on the video, but this is a proper track, albeit one that's probably very old and hasn't been used in a very long time, but it makes it a lot easier to get to the top. Just following this fence line, there is a little bit of a trail of some kind, but it's very, very overgrown, and the going is quite slow, quite tough, quite tiring. This has been quite a nice lunch spot, but I don't like the look of those clouds. I have felt a few drops of rain. Still some blue skies in that direction. For a horrible second, I thought that was human. These are the fox stones. My first time to come here. Last time I was here, I was just below them and I just couldn't be bothered to come up. But made the effort today. And these are certainly the most difficult to get to, possibly the most remote rock formation in the Peak District. How cool is this? Well, I could keep going this way, but the problem with that is the access land just comes to an abrupt end, and then it's private land, and then there's no way of getting through the private land back to the car. So what I'm going to have to do is get back across Ewden Beck and probably go back the way I came, past the shooting lodge. So at first you think this might be a path, but it's actually an old boundary. So there probably would have been a dry stone wall along here, and it's been removed. That's Oaken Clough there. What I'm thinking is, rather than go back up Oaken Clough, I might try and go up the clough that goes up directly to the shooting lodge. I can't remember the name of it, I'll put it on the screen. I don't know how feasible that is, but we'll find out. My thinking is to walk along here, this side, for as long as I can, until I get alongside the bottom of that clough, because I know that Ewden Beck is very overgrown. Trying to walk along the beck itself is not easy. So in theory it's easier for me to walk along here. So there is the shooting lodge. The clough right next to it is called, I've forgotten again, Sidehead Beck or something like that. So I've got to get over this fence, which shouldn't be a problem. I'm not so sure how sheer or steep it is down into Ewden Beck though, and I'm not sure how difficult it's going to be to cross it, but there's only one way to find out. If I can't succeed, I'm just going to retrace my steps back to that old track I found coming up the side, and I'll make a decision then when I get down to the beck whether to try and go back up Oaken Clough, or whether to try and come down to this point. Okay, well, so far so good. It wasn't that steep getting down. It was very overgrown. I'm surprised that, considering this is all access land, that more people don't come here, especially as we're so close to that shooting lodge, and that shooting lodge definitely still is in use. Okay, this is not what I was expecting. This is the bottom of the clough, if you can call it a clough, that comes down from right behind the shooting lodge. Sidehead Beck it's called. Now I was expecting something a lot more similar to Oaken Clough. This is not really a clough at all. This is just a stream of water coming down a fairly steep, rocky side of the valley. However, it's not deep, and it looks like I could quite easily walk just alongside it on the other side. So I'm gonna cross it and then attempt that. I think once I'm up the side of the valley, it should be a lot easier. Fingers crossed. Well, that was fun. Bit of unexpected scrambling there. The shooting lodge is just up there. But I don't know if I need to go all the way up to it, because the track that goes to the shooting lodge, or goes past the shooting lodge, actually climbs up to it. And I'm below it at the moment. So in theory, I can just go off piste and meet up with that track somewhere over here. Yeah, I'm not sure I would recommend going up or down Sidehead Beck. Now that's the kind of shortcut I like. So from about that point there, I could have followed the beck all the way, I say all the way, it's not that far, all the way up to the shooting lodge, which is just out of sight, and then I would have had to come down this track, but instead I've just cut across. Now back on this track and follow this back to the car. So that was quite a nice walk. Wasn't particularly long, It was really good to revisit Oaken, Clough and Ewden Beck and that waterfall. I'm glad I finally got to go to the Fox Stones. That's been on my list to do a list for some time, and I wasn't expecting them to be very interesting, but they were a bit more interesting than I thought. Good fun scramble. Back to this track. All in all, a good walk. On a day like today, I expect there are many places in the Peak District which are very, very busy. But for me, I've seen one person. One person since I set off this morning. And that was when I was having my lunch near the waterfall. Someone came along and crossed the waterfall and waved at me. That's the only person I've seen the entire walk.